Will, a bunch of people sent in this article. Have you heard the story of the AI created woman who's haunting the internet? LOAB?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just going to share my screen with you because there is some stuff that you need to see whether you like it or not. Okay. So LOAB is, or with all these AI creations, where the computer is sentient and it's telling me that it only wants love and all that kind of stuff. It's always like, no, it's just an algorithm and it's just spitting things out. This is a similar kind of thing. I'm not saying that AI has created a woman who's haunting the internet. But there are some interesting things to talk about. It's not, that screen's not sharing.
Okay. Okay. Yep. I've got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll just start. Oh, there she is again. Meet LOAB. LOAB was created entirely by artificial intelligence. An AI-generated character might not sound remarkable in an era of deep fakes and all manner of digital alchemy, but LOAB is different. She's generated by accident. She leaves an indelible trace on every image associated with her persona. So what we're seeing, and you'll see this if you go to Patreon and watch the video, is a particularly horrific AI-generated image of a woman. It looks like a knockoff of a Blumhouse film horror movie poster.
Yeah, it's like if is it Hereditary? Is it got a bit of like?
Yeah,
is that the movie I'm thinking about? It's like if Chucky fucked Hereditary and they had a baby.
That's LOAB. Not even though, okay. An AI character may not sound so remarkable in the era of deep fakes or manager of digital alchemy, but LOAB is different. Generated by accident, she leaves an indelible trace in every image associated with a persona. She's often accompanied by extreme gore and violence, and it's not clear why. Not even those who understand this tech can explain what she's doing. LOAB was first discovered in April of this year by a 31-year-old artist named Steph Swanson, known as Supercomposite. Steph was at home in Sweden, just being fucking beautiful.
Okay, interesting.
Because that's what they do in Sweden. Experimenting with the many game-changing AI image generation tools, which are now publicly available. These tools produce original images that are based on descriptions you typed in. The day she was using a negative prompt weight. It's a technique which produces the theoretical opposite of whatever you ask for. So Steph's request was for the opposite of a Marlon Brando, and it produced a business logo, this business logo, right? But then when she asked the AI for the opposite of the description of the logo, something unexpected happened. So she wants the opposite of the AI-generated image of Marlon Brando, and then LOAB appears. I got 4 images of the same woman. Steph has never seen AI behave in such a way before. If you use negative prompts, a lot of times it's really varied. So it was really unusual to get a bunch of images of what was recognizably the same woman. You freaked out yet?
Not yet, because it could just be this program, right? It could be like something that someone has programmed into this program, is if somebody does a double negative, they get LOAB.
Yeah. But don't you think that with AI generation, this doesn't happen with any other kind of double negative? It's only this one particular one.
Yeah, but so far, on the evidence we have so far, is this one person who works in this field using this one program, and they've got LOAB. So this could just be something that is built into the system at this point. Like until you do it, chance? Yeah, okay, go on.
That it's Lisa LOAB.
Well, if so, she's let herself go. I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, like Reality Bites is making a comeback. Is that the song she had? How'd it go? Turn the radio on, turn the radio up.
Is that the one from Reality Bites? Wasn't there? No, it wasn't
you
Stay. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Stay.
That's what the song's called.
Yeah.
So the article continues. Steph said she'd never seen the AI behave in such a way before.
Yeah.
I recognized this immediately as an anomaly. She repeated the experiment straight away to try and test whether it was a fluke, and it wasn't. As I ran this prompt more and more, I kept getting LOAB.
You know what the thing is? I just Googled a picture of Lindsay Loeb, and it doesn't actually look that dissimilar to a fucked up Lindsay Loeb.
Like, it's horrifying. This is worth getting on the Patreon alone just to see what these images create. It does look like horror movie image. The woman in the image was always sad, sometimes wet-cheeked like she'd been crying, with her mouth half open, like she's sobbing, says Steph. Once she appeared next to some garbled text spelling LOAB, L-O-A-B, and the name stuck. Although in this one, she looks a bit like Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, it's true. It looks like if Lisa Loeb and Ozzy Osbourne had a baby, they would turn into Loeb.
Stranger still, Loeb always appeared in the same location, a house with a brownish green walls alongside cardboard boxes, junk, and the occasional stuffed toys. So basically a set from any David Fincher movie.
Yeah.
Steph decided to try a different technique, and she crossbred Loeb's image with another image. She chose an AI-generated image a friend had made from the prompt hyper-compressed glass tunnel surrounded by angels in the style of Wes Anderson.
Sure.
Which, I mean, I know people tried to feed Tofop into the AI prompt, and it didn't come up with anything. Like, I think we broke the internet, literally broke the internet. But that's not a bad simile of what you could describe Tofop as: a hyper compressed glass tunnel surrounded by angels in the style of Wes Anderson.
In the style of Will Anderson.
Will Anderson. Okay, we've got scary images here.
Yeah.
For unknown reasons, so this is after she combined Loeb with a hyper-compressed glass tunnel, horror ensued. Some of the resulting images are so graphic that Steph won't release them. She repeated the experiment, crossing Loeb with other images, but the horror persisted, suggesting the AI associates Loeb specifically with gore. And Loeb herself is also strangely persistent. I've got some friends like that. Steph continued crossbreeding images of Loeb in an effort to dilute her visibility. So doubling up on the LOAB, obviously. After multiple rounds of dilution, the original Loeb would eventually disappear completely. It took a long time because LOAB always showed up, she said. But what was really interesting was that when I kept combining the images I'd lost her from, I would eventually get to an image where she reappeared. So you eventually, all roads lead to Loeb. Okay. Doesn't matter. Like, you just keep adding those data points in. It's like she's the dominant gene. Doesn't that not scare you that there is like a ghost on the internet?
No, because again, I'm not even sure how like AI works, but it just feels like it's like some sort of bug in the system, right?
When Steph went public with Loeb, people reacted in a range of ways. The first reaction I got was that someone shouldn't mess with demons and then I would be punished by God or something, which is my reaction.
That does seem a bit like your reaction.
And then the next reaction seems to be like yours. Someone thought it was a fabrication while others just dismissed it as just data. So that's your reaction. So we've got both ends of the spectrum covered. Steph is unequivocal in saying there is nothing supernatural about Loeb.
Okay, good.
But I also think that it's almost scarier than being supernatural in some ways because it is truly unknowable, as the potential of AI is limitless. Another program, GPT-3, generates human-like speech, and we asked it to speak on Loeb's behalf by imitating her. Like AI image generators, this tool was trained on a data set as vast as the internet itself. What follows are excerpts of our conversation. So they've got this little audio. So I will ask the question and then we'll hear Loeb answer. Who are you?
I'm Loeb. I don't really know who I am or why I'm here. I just know that I appear in these images for some reason. Maybe I'm a figment of the imagination of whoever is creating these images, or maybe I'm some sort of digital entity that exists within the AI itself.
Why are you associated with gore and horror?
I don't choose to be associated with the gore and horror. It just happens.
Did I do that?
Maybe it's because those are the kinds of images that tend to get the most attention, and so I'm drawn to them for that reason.
Is there anything you would like to change about how you're represented in these images?
I would like to be represented in a more positive light. I don't think I should be associated with horror images because I'm not a horror image myself.
That this is AI and data, and what I said about the original thing. These are
your computer is possessed.
These are pretty generic answers that AI would provide to these sort of questions based on any images. Like it doesn't have to do with Loeb at all. The only thing that's making it seem creepy is that voice. which again is just computer programmed. It's not like she's created. If the AI didn't normally have that voice and it was the voice that it was using, then maybe I'd come around to you. We've got to burn all computers and like tear the internet down. But this is like pretty generic stuff.
One of the consistent themes in the LOAB imagery concerns the presence of disturbing synthetic representations of what appear to be maimed and dead children. So they ask the dialogue generator again. Do you think the AI is drawing on a specific archetype of woman in creating you?
I think the AI is associating me with the archetype of a mother because I'm often placed in a home with children. This archetype is often associated with being nurturing and caring, but also with being sad and domestic.
If you are the archetype of a mother, then why are you so often surrounded by injured and dead children?
I think the AI is trying to create a contrast between the ideal of a mother and the reality of a mother. In reality, mothers often have to deal with sick and injured children, as well as the death of children.
To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.